What is up, everyone? It is Willette with Urbex and Coasters. I've got my HRT in my mouth. But I am walking to the Puyallup Spring Fair. Gonna get to ride some rare credits today. Planning to have a lot of videos from the fair, but I stayed up at that Hometown Studios by Red Roof place. It's surprisingly a cheap hotel here in Puyallup that I was able to get to. Which shocked me. I think it's about a 3-kilometer, 4-kilometer walk to the fair. Hi, Plush Time TV. How's it going? Yes, I've been on an island for a month and a half. And so I have not been doing regular uploads, but I'm on the mainland for a couple days. I'm going to the Washington State Fair today to ride Classic Coaster and Wildcat, which is going to be really fun. I'm here in Puyallup, Washington. And I'm walking from my hotel to the fair. I've heard horror stories about what parking is like at the Washington State Fair, so I made a decision that I was gonna be getting a hotel nearby, and this might be of interest. It looks like we have an abandoned railroad bridge here. I have a feeling we're gonna be seeing a video from there at some point. Like, I just have a feeling that that's gonna be happening. I'll show another look of the railroad bridge once we get across this thoroughfare, because this is a big street to cross. So I've got to take crossing the street somewhat seriously. Now I'm gonna show off a view of the bridge. Can promise this bridge is going to be the subject of a video either today or tomorrow. So here's our look at the abandoned railroad bridge here in Puyallup, Washington. And like I said, this is going to be the subject of a video. Not right now, because I'm going to the fair, but maybe tomorrow. I'm going to come here before I leave, because I've scheduled it to be a pretty easygoing day for how I go back to the islands. And yes, surprise, I have pink hair now. I'll give you another look of the bridge. That's literally how I discover things sometimes. Is by something like that. My purse pin is in a place it shouldn't be. I'll put my pin there. Pressing the button. This is what we're going to be crossing here, so a pretty big thing that we're crossing. As you can see, it looks like our light is gonna change to walk pretty soon. And here we go. We can at least walk halfway since their lights turned red. Oh, and there's a truck that's gonna make it so no one's... Oh, and there's the walk sign. We're all good. All good to cross. I don't know why Google Maps says that this is not walkable. It's a sidewalk the whole way. So, like, I mean, just because there is a freeway that I have to use the crosswalks on, I don't know why Google Maps would not tell me to walk this way. Because, I mean, there is a sidewalk that I am using. Got my Leap the Dips shirt on. I wonder if anyone is gonna comment on that. Sad that Leap the Dips is not going to be operating this year, but I mean, I'm riding a different Ace Coaster Classic today. But, like, I mean, even though I probably was not going to ride Leap the Dips this year, it makes me sad because, like, I love that ride. I love Skyliner. The whole situation at Lakemont really makes me sad. Maybe this afternoon, if I use all my tickets, I'll make a video from that bridge that we saw. Here's a view of the Puyallup River. You can see it's moving pretty fast. I mean, I get that it's definitely not ideal for a walking route, but the horror stories I've heard about parking at the fair, this is what I'm doing. And there are sidewalks, so like I've definitely walked more hazardous routes before. Especially being the victim of having been hit by a car as a pedestrian. Yeah, I'm a storied individual. Bet you didn't know that about me. Got a mini golf course here. Only with Willette will you get a hint about some dark past event and then get some joking about, oh, there's a mini golf course here. We've got our signs for the state fair. Directing people that way. Really excited to ride Classic Coaster and Wildcat today. Don't know if they're bringing in any traveling coasters for today, for the spring fair, but I know that they are going to be running Classic Coaster, which that's the real reason I'm here. Here's another look at the mini golf here. Don't know if I'll pay for it. You know what? Why am I hurting my hand to force my phone to charge when I could be just holding it like this and plug it in when it needs it? I'm sure I'll need to do that today, but I don't need to be hurting my hand right now. You're seeing a little bit about how I do things with this walk. Because this is a sign of how I do things, because like I don't pay to park. Certainly not with the hellish stories I've heard about parking at the fair. Granted, most enthusiasts go to the fall fair in September, and I'm here at the spring fair because it happens to be when work brought me to the area. But I know most enthusiasts who come here will do it in September because, hey, they can lump in Wild Waves with that, they can lump in Silverwood with that, they can lump in PNE Playland with that, they can lump in a bunch of parks. And well, I mean, I'm probably gonna do all those parks, but just not now, because well, I've got some priorities with work. So like these are technically my home parks for now. I'll be revisiting some old friends, let's just say, this summer. Parks that I've been to before but didn't get to fully experience. It's a little hint of where I'll be. Go ahead and put any guesses of where you think I'm gonna be this summer, what you think my home parks will be. Because, like, I mean, with this lifestyle, my home parks are always changing, and like, I mean, at this point, that's what I've got to do to get coaster credits, is have always changing home parks, basically. By doing seasonal work. It's definitely worth it, I would say. it does sometimes put you in an awkward space, like, for example, at Glenwood Caverns, where I couldn't ride 3 of the 4 coasters because of the time of year. I love that place. I applied to work there, but their assisted housing is only for people who they have offered the job to, and they only offer the job to people who already have housing. So I'm housing secured in Glenwood Springs, so I'm like, you know, what the heck on that one. Still love Glenwood Caverns though, even if I think that's a bit of a, hey, what the heck thing. I wonder how far out I actually am, because like Google Maps massively overestimates how long it takes to walk, because like I said, they say you've got to go all the way around to where you're passing under a bridge if you're walking. Got a little park here. Not the type of park that we're going to be going to today, but, well, at least not right now, because we are on a mission. I may stop there on the way back. And oh, look at this architecture up here. This is the benefit of doing just go for a walk with me. Basically, is I get to show off cool looking architecture just that I see on the road. It's a fire department. The architecture is pretty cool. I'll say that. I was thinking, uh-oh, for a second, but it says left at Stewart, so, I mean, I'd assume that there actually is one, but I was thinking, uh-oh, for a second, do we have something that's abandoned and really cool? For being a remnant right there. I'd say probably not. We have another sign for the fairgrounds. I mean, if I can handle Swallow Summit, Hope I'm pronouncing that correct. But if I can walk up Swale Summit, all the way from the base pretty much, I can walk on flat ground from my hotel to the fair. First time in a city in a while. After working on an island for a month and a half and loving it. I'm going to be going back to that after this weekend. It's just the fair happens to be here and I want to ride the coasters. Because I've heard amazing things about Classic Coaster, particularly in the back row. Got a railroad crossing here. Beat the train. We beat it. Seeing that I have not seen a million advertisements for the spring fair, like, I mean, I hope that means, hey, lines are really light and I can get a lot of rides on everything. And what is this? Look, you can actually see the pendulum down there. You don't typically see this with your typical street corner clock. So it's really cool to see that. When I'm doing this as a live stream, you'll definitely learn to appreciate some things. What's this? Oh, you know we'll be going in there. Even if we're not getting drinks. Like, I mean, we're gonna have to check that place out. And look, they have an old banner of Classic Coaster in black and white. That's pretty cool, and they've got carousel horses in there. You know we'll be checking that place out. You just know it. It was just called the coaster at one point, I think. Not entirely sure. confusing where they place the buttons here. You have to push this one to go that way, but you push this one to go that way. Am I just too much, or am I just so much of an islander that I have not thought about that for a while? Like, I don't know. Am I really just that much of an islander? I'm still willing to bet I'm probably going to get to the fair before I would have if I would have driven and dealt with parking. Got another sign for the fairgrounds here. I was gonna say that plane sounds like a B&M coaster. So look here, we have what appears to be a label scar, but we have an open sign on. Enchanted Espresso, but it says Cowgirl Cup on the building. Let's see if we can see this. Certainly fascinating. Starting to see paid event parking. I do wonder if classic chassis refers to the chassis on classic coaster. Let's take a look at the sign. It's a car wash, so like, I mean, cars have chassis too. But I'm gonna go show off the sign, see if it looks like it's referencing classic coaster at all. Because it looks like it might be, actually. Oh, classy chassis. But still, like, I mean, I know the trains for classic coaster are yellow, so that looks like it could be. sort of meant to look like the coaster trains. I think we need to get onto the other side of the street for the fairgrounds, because I see the sign. I see the S&S drop tower. Don't know if I'll do that ride, because I mean, I've done S&S drop towers a lot of places. Don't know if I feel like paying $7 to do one. I mean, I feel like paying $7 to do Classic Coaster multiple times to get re-rides. I got the 60 ticket package. Here we are at Washington State Fair. You can see the back of Classic Coaster back here. And looks like we can enter through the admission gates at the VIP lot. So I'm gonna end this video so that I can get in the fair, and I'll see y'all inside.